Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Christina, and there's audio attached to this. That's why we're doing the picture-in-picture. Hello, Ollie. My name is Christina, and I believe my mother has narcissistic tendencies and would appreciate your thoughts on these two audio clips and any advice you might have. I appreciate the videos on your channel as they have opened my eyes to how narcissists think and act. I apologize in advance for the audio quality not being so great and for the length of this introduction. Yet, like I usually test both clips, the first clip is fine. The second clip is unusable. There's nothing on it but static. But I could tell by just the first clip, that's all I really need, because I could see what's going on here. I tried to increase the volume of the audio as much as I could with editing software, but I think the first part of the second clip is going to be difficult to hear. Yeah, the whole second clip is difficult to hear. I'm 31 years old now and still live with my mother in a one-bedroom, one-bath, which is all I can afford on a single person's income. There is no real privacy, and I know that's an issue. I want nothing more than to live on my own and take care of myself, but I am unfortunately unable to, as my mother refuses to leave. I don't make enough money to afford 2 apartments. Why would you have to pay for your mother's fucking apartment? Kick her ass out. Kick her ass out. Or you move, okay, and she's on her own. I mean, this is a real simple explanation, because what I heard on that first, we'll get to the audio when we get to the audio. Okay? You got to kick her out. If you don't have the heart to kick her out or move on your own, she's going to continue to take advantage of you. You're 31 years old, she treats you like you're 8. I have been supporting my mother financially and letting her live with me since my grandmother died in 2012. So what, was your grandmother supporting her too, this deadbeat? I keep supporting her out of a sense of obligation and guilt because she's my mother and for no other reason. And she's using that guilt against you. Why doesn't she work? Why can't she work? Because she doesn't want to. We have no other family that lives close by, not your problem, which makes things that much harder. My mother has talked about moving back to the place where she grew up, which is closer to where our extended family lives, but refuses to move unless I go too. Anytime I go to work or go shopping on my own, I have to text her to let her know where I am. No, you don't. No, you don't. If I forget to text her, she calls and texts until I answer. Within the past month and a half, I tried to go to the beach by myself. When I got back to the car, I found my earbuds tied to my car door handle and my mom parked several spaces away. She walked up to me and said, "I thought you might need them." What a psycho. What a psycho. I told her I didn't want my earbuds and I hadn't asked her to bring them, and she simply said she wanted to come out and enjoy the beach too and walked away. God, it's so violating. It's so fucking violating. I remember my parents showing up to things I didn't want them at. No sense of boundary whatsoever. Whatsoever. And you can't control it, and they know it. They know it. They know it. If I go on a date and don't answer her, she drives to wherever I am and tries to find me. She doesn't think she's clingy or controlling or has problems with stalking at all. She also has a history of stalking men that she's interested in, even if they're not interested in her. But she's never willing to admit she's the one with the problem, because all she's looking for is someone to take care of her. Let me tell you something. If she found some fucking guy that could put up with her bullshit, she'd be gone, and you'd probably never hear from her again unless she needed something. When I tell her I don't need her to check up on me or do things for me, she gets defensive, tries to scare me, or puts me on guilt trips. When I call her out on her controlling behavior, she denies she's doing it or says she's just trying to protect me. I am seeking counseling and intend to let the counselor listen to these audio clips and others. Almost 6 years ago, I was dating a guy named Jesse and made the mistake of giving my mother his phone number and address. Jesse and I had only been seeing each other a month, and the last date we had was at Jesse's place. I chose not to let my mother and Jesse meet because I wasn't sure how serious the relationship was yet. My mother had been texting me repeatedly that night, and I finally grew tired of returning her texts, so I turned my phone off. About an hour later, we heard a knock on Jesse's door. God damn it. He went to answer, but no one was there. I looked out one of his windows and saw her car parked about a block away. Later that night, after I went home, she had left a note on his door and a voicemail message on his phone saying that if he was going to sleep with me, then he needed to meet her. Jesse broke up with me a couple days later and explained that a girl he'd previously been with also had a controlling mother and couldn't go through the drama again. It hurt like hell, but I understood where he was coming from. I tried to date another guy right after Jesse, but stopped after the third date because I was afraid my mother wouldn't approve of the guy and didn't want to go through the pain again. My mother wasn't the only reason for me not dating. For over a year, I worked 2 jobs and was going to college and didn't have time. Why are you working to pay for her? Also, for a couple years, I didn't have a car of my own, and my mother insisted on driving me everywhere during that time. Even when I said I could take a Lyft or Uber someplace, she insisted I should save money and that it wasn't safe to use Lyft or Uber. Moving forward to the present, I have my own car again, and up until last week, I've been seeing a guy named Dan for a little over a month. I informed him of my mother's past behavior, and he still wanted to try to make things work between us. Before my last date with Dan, my mother asked me to leave her a blank check for the rent, which I refused to do. Why would you leave her a check for the rent? You're paying everything. The entitlement on this bitch. She doesn't stalk you because she cares about you. She stalks you because she doesn't want you to meet somebody and leave her. She wants your money. She wants your labor. That's all she wants from you. She's a pig. And the second your lease is up, you should find a new place on your own and be gone. The 2 of you are living in a 1-bedroom, by the way? Holy shit. What a loser. Not you, your mother. Grown-ass woman making her fucking daughter take care of her. For no reason. And then it didn't happen until her mother died. So what, her mommy was taking care of her whole fucking life, this spoiled child? I would tell her, if you can't handle things on your own, you're going to have to go someplace where people can take care of you. Because I got to live my own life. I did tell her that Dan and I were going to a restaurant and then to go see a movie afterward. During the date, Dan and I changed our minds and went someplace else for a couple hours instead of going to see the movie. I didn't inform my mother of our change of plans because you're a fucking adult. You're 31. You can't break this. There's no fixing this. It's get the fuck away from it. That's your only option. Here. I didn't inform my mother of our change of plans and didn't text her back until I was on my way home. When I got back to the apartment, she informed me that she knew I had not gone to see the movie like I said I would and threatened to file a kidnapping report even though I returned safe home. I'd be like, you file a kidnapping report, that's making a false accusation, okay? And if you do it, I'm going to have your ass Baker acted, okay? Because you're acting crazy and irrational. The first and shorter audio clip is a series of voicemail messages she left that night and the next day about Dan. Just to provide a little additional clarification, the last voicemail came in after I had texted Dan a message. She had texted me, and I had texted her response as I didn't want to give his number to her or vice versa, but the thought he deserved to know what information she found on him. It was a record that showed his date and place of birth. Oh, what a violating bitch. What a violating. This is borderline personality disorder again. She is a monster. Your mother is a monster. Understand that, because she's only after your money. She's only after what you can do for her. And she don't want you to have a relationship with a guy because she can't find a man. And she's too fucking lazy to go do something with her life and get a job or do anything. He and I had previously talked about him and my mother possibly meeting each other. After I showed him the text she sent me and told him she had threatened to file a kidnapping report last week, he changed his mind. Of course. I would notify the police ahead of time if I were you. Say, listen, my mother's got some real emotional problems. So if you get a call that I'm missing, please take my phone number and call me yourself. The second clip is part of an argument that got pretty heated almost a week ago now. In the video, my mother mentions college classes and contacting the IRS. My mother has been looking to finish her bachelor degree. Great, yeah. More wasted time. More time wasted. My mother's looking to finish her bachelor degree and had previously told me she only needed one class to get her GPA up. I previously agreed to pay for that one class. She's using you. This pig. However, before the argument, I asked her how many classes she really needed, and she admitted that because of a residency requirement, she needed 8 classes total. I informed her I was not going to pay for 8 classes and that she would have to pay for those classes herself. Who's the adult and who's the child here? Also, the past couple of years, I've been claiming her as a dependent on my tax return and have the paperwork to back up my claim. The only reason I do this is because of her expenses that I have to pay for. Her cell phone, her car insurance, maintenance on the car, and her credit card bill. And you're living in sharing a one-bedroom apartment with this bitch? As referenced in the video, she had previously agreed to this arrangement because it meant more money for us. If she were to become self-sufficient and pay for her own expenses, I have no problem giving up claiming her as a dependent. She is a dependent. You absolutely have every right to claim her as a fucking dependent. Holy God. She's trying to threaten you to keep her under your thumb. Fucking Peggy Bundy. Lazy sack of shit. I wish the second audio was there, but it's nothing but static. Anyway, the argument started when I was tinkering with my phone and she landed into me because she thought I was texting Dan. None of her fucking business. My mother admitted when I didn't text her that we were watching a movie. She drove to the movie theater and sat in the parking lot. This is psychotic. This is beyond psychotic. This is single white mother. Like, remember the movie Single White Female? This is single white mother. When your narcissistic mother is a single white female, That's your mother. Single white female. How violating. She started saying that she didn't want to cheapen our relationship by hiding things from me or lying to me, and then I went off on her about how I was still financially supporting her and that she needed to go get a job. She said that she always did the chores around the apartment and I never did any, which isn't true at all. It's 2 people in a 1-bedroom and you're not working, bitch. What are you going to do all day? Sit on the couch eating bonbons? She also said that she applied. And what does she need a car for? She don't go anywhere. What does she need a car for? Here's the thing, Christina. Stop paying for her car. Stop paying cancel the insurance on her car, and she can't go anywhere. Cancel it. Cancel the insurance. Stop paying for her car. Stop paying for her cell phone. You're paying for her to make you miserable. You're paying for your own destruction. Cut her off. You'll see how fast she gets a job. No job until you get insurance. No insurance till you get a job. No car till you get a job. Take a fucking Uber. Then you can have your car back. Then you can have your insurance back. Then you can have your cell phone back. She wants to act like a child? Treat her like one. And then once she has that fucking job, then you'll have even less guilt to go get an apartment on your own. She also said that she applied for 5 jobs last year, then sarcastically said bravo while applauding to her and told her, then I sarcastically said bravo while applauding to her and told her that if I stopped at the first 5 jobs I applied for, I would have never been hired by my current employer. This apparently made her very mad as she went into the kitchen and got drunk and this part of the argument happened next. Oh, and you're buying her liquor. And you're buying her liquor. What are you doing? You're financing your own destruction. There was more that we said to each other, but my camcorder ran out of memory. Also, my mom had thrown my camcorder across the room when she discovered I had been recording her and broke both it in my bedroom window. So she breaks this woman, fucking spoiled child. Fortunately, the SD card was not damaged. The next day, she started telling the leasing office and the glass repair company she called that someone had thrown a rock at the window from the outside. I had called the lease office sometime that morning, and the lady asked me whether the window had been broken from the inside, and I replied yes. Later that afternoon, my mother tried to convince me to go along with her story. When I didn't agree to do that, she started saying that no one would believe me anyway because she had been happy when she last visited the leasing office. This is an animal. This is a borderline monster. And you are financing the borderline monster. You're financing your own destruction. Cut her off. Cut her off from all of it. And when she has her next little freak out, record it on your cell phone and call the cops and have her ass taken out of there. For the first time, I didn't feel threatened or scared by her remark, but I simply saw her behavior for what it was. She thought that the lady in the leasing office and I had discussed kicking her off the lease, which is not true, because she knows that's what she deserves. That's all she wants is your money and to be taken care of. She calmed down since that night, but I know it won't last. As I said previously, I welcome any thoughts you have. Thanks, Ollie, for all you do. Here are the voicemails.
You have 8 unheard messages. First unheard message. Hi, I'm assuming that you're at the sentence showing. Anyway, just wanted to let you know. Just wanted to know if you made it okay. I love you. Bye. Saved. Hi, Chris. It's just me. I haven't heard from you yet, Just let me know that you made it okay. Thank you.
I can hear the crazy. I can hear them. It's horrendous. It's horrendous.
Very much. Love you. Bye. End of message. Delete. Press 7. Save. Press 9. Saved. Hi, Christina. Listen, I hope that you're in the theater. I don't know.
31-year-old woman
Yeah, I would like to
putting up with
know
this.
something. Okay, this is not like you. Why do you do this to me? I trust you, and then this happens. No text, no call,
Oh my
nothing.
God, you
Doesn't
fucking
even go to hell.
psycho. You
And
psycho.
this is the reason why I don't trust Dan.
Single white. This sounds like you're married to her. She sounds like a girlfriend. Do you understand you're married to your mother? Do you understand you're her spouse? And you going out with a man is cheating on her? Do you understand how crazy this is? Your mother is sick and needs real help. She probably needs to be institutionalized for real because she's dangerous. Your mother is flat out dangerous, as most borderlines are.
I just don't trust him. Alright? And yes, he has to earn my trust. And this is not
You don't gotta earn your anything, psycho.
So, you need to do something. You need to text me.
You don't need
or
to
you
do
need to
shit.
call me. You need to show up to the bathroom. And you need to let me know that you're okay.
What a twat waffle.
Now, I'm going to contact security at the theater and tell them I'm trying to reach my daughter, and she's not responding, and
What a
she's
psycho.
with someone she's only
What
known
a
for maybe about a
psycho.
month. You call it known. So, the choice is yours. I could do that. I'd be within my rights. He's still a stranger. Pop you over the head, walk away with your account, your money, and, I wouldn't know about it. Anyway, I'd like to have a text or something, please. Thank you.
Her voice is so
Bye.
annoying. That sing-song.
End of message. Delete. Press 7. Save. Press 9. More options. Save.
Hi, listen, I want to go ahead and send you a picture of some snaps from online. You can yell at me later if you want to, it's okay. But I believe I found him, and if he told you that he was born in Jacksonville, Florida, and raised in Jacksonville, Florida, sweetheart, he lied to you. Alright? I love you. Bye. Please be safe. Alright? Thank you. Bye-bye.
End of message. Delete. Press 7. Save. Saved.
So, he's got you playing Pony Express, huh? Really? Well, you know what, Christina? I'll tell you what. You really need to stand your own ground on this. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I really think you need to tell him that you got a job.
You don't?
And that
you don't got a job?
To be his Pony Express.
Oh my God.
Alright?
What? This is all jealousy. This is all jealousy. You got to tell him you have a job. You can't be the pony because you got to be my Pony Express. It's like you're cheating on your own mother. This is insane.
You lose your job. Alright? You got some thinking to do. Okay?
You got some living to do with me, not on your own.
End of message. Delete.
She gets to decide what kind of life you have. She gets to decide what kind of living you do. She gets to decide. You are financing your own destruction with this woman. You are financing your own destruction with this woman. Cancel her insurance, cancel her cell phone, cancel her card, stop paying for her shit. She wants to act like a child, treat her like one. Get out of that apartment. Get your own place. You are not responsible for her. You are financing your own destruction. She is single white femaling you. You're absolutely right. Stalker mom won't leave me alone. You got that? You goddamn right on that. You goddamn right on that. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry the second audio didn't work. I would have loved for it to work, but it's not there, but we don't need it. We don't need it. You need, she wants to act like a child. She ain't going to get a job, Christina. She's looking to use you. She can't find a man. She don't want you to find one because she wants you to take care of her. Her mother took care of her right up until she fucking died. Is that what you want? She ain't going anywhere until you force her out. So you're 31 years old. You want to be dealing with this for another who knows how many decades? Or do you want to have a life and a family and all the things that come with it? It ain't going to happen unless you do something and do something quick. Because you're getting on. Not that you're old, but your windows are closed. Your window is closing. Don't let her take it from you. Don't let her stalk her way out of happiness for yourself. Cut her off. Record her with your phone and call the cops the next time she freaks out like this. She's acting like a spoiled fucking 15-year-old. She's acting like a spoiled child. Treat her like one. Treat her like one. No phone, no car, no insurance until she gets a job. Let her Uber her ass around. And then you can get your stuff back. And then once she has a paycheck, boom. I wouldn't even wait. She's not your problem. She's not your problem. I'd let the lease run out, find a new place, and move on my own. If she refuses to leave, fuck her. Let them evict her. So, I hope that helps. Thank you for your contribution and story and audio, Christina. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful. Because this channel survives 100% on contributions from you guys. And just to prove my point again, let's look what's been demonetized yesterday. From yesterday. Let's see. What a pain. I should have set this up first. Oh, look. Oh, look. Confirmed by manual review. The last video I did. All you want is one normal day where we're talking about the parallels between mommy dear. Don't ask me. Don't even ask me why that's confirmed. And the true narcissist doesn't ask because they don't care. They don't ask if they're a narcissist because they don't care if they're... Oh, confirmed. So YouTube wants everybody questioning whether or not they're a narcissist to keep you further down. Okay? And obviously YouTube doesn't want you to have one normal day of happiness. Not one. Don't believe anything. They still haven't reviewed this one. I keep telling you guys, one day this channel could just be gone. Okay? So, like I said, survives 100% on contributions from all of you. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.